A not guilty plea today from the house painter accused of shooting a local sports anchor. Kyle Kraska was backing out of his driveway when the shots were fired, blowing out the windows of his silver Mercedes. Today, a judge ordered Mike Montana to be held on $750,000 bail.
New at 5 o'clock, 10 News reporter Steve Fiorina is joining us. And Steve, prosecutors say it appears that his intent was to kill.
Kim, the prosecutor said he was planning the entire event, that he fired the shots from a close range, then even closer.
Deny the allegations.
Mike Montana stood quietly before Judge David Shimowski, accused of premeditated attempted murder for the shooting last Tuesday of sports anchor Kyle Kraska in the driveway of his home in Scripps Ranch.
The defendant ambushed the victim, shot into his vehicle multiple times before shooting into the victim's body himself from several feet away.
The prosecutor said Montana fired two distinct bursts of bullets.
It appears that his intent was to kill the victim. Fortunately, the victim has survived despite being shot 6 times, including once in the torso, chest area, and once in the abdomen area. It appears that the defendant planned to execute the victim. He simply did not.
She asked for $1 million bail. The defense attorney countered with a bid for half that.
He is employed as a painter. He has no felony convictions, Your Honor, just 2 old misdemeanor convictions. We're asking for bail of $500,000.
Judge Shimowski said bail at $750,000. The crime is still vivid. Sky 10 showing the Mercedes with a blasted out rear window. Kraska rushed to Scripps, La Jolla for surgery. And later that night, Mike Montana surrendering to El Cajon police after a standoff with SWAT for several hours. The motive surrounds a financial dispute after Kraska hired Montana to paint his house, and it didn't go well. Kraska is reported to be improving, able to talk to doctors and relatives. Montana is facing 37 years, 8 months to life in prison. And there is a separate charge coming up at 6 o'clock. The mystery woman that told prosecutors he threatened to kill her. Live downtown, Steve Fiorina, 10 News.
And more on this story to come. And joining us now is former District Attorney Paul Pfingst.
Paul, our police sources are saying that Mike Montana's relatives are claiming that Kraska, quote, sent someone to, quote, beat him up. What do you make of this allegation, and how will that play out in this case?
You know, that's a half-baked self-defense claim, because in order for you to claim self-defense when you use deadly physical force, the prospect of getting beat up has to be immediate. It has to be right in front of you. You can't say, I'm going to do a preemptive strike and go after someone before they get to me. Under those circumstances, if you're afraid that someone's coming after you, you have to go to the police. You can't go out and do it yourself. So that type of defense is doomed to fail.
What will the prosecution need in order to prove premeditation in this case?
6 bullets is enough for most juries. I've been doing this for 30 some odd years, and you show 6 bullets in somebody who's still living, and premeditation, after the first 3 or 4 bullets, everybody's going to get the idea of what he intended to do. So premeditation is the easy part of this case. So they're not going to have a problem with that element.
High profile case, a lot of media coverage already, more media coverage obviously to come with a personality on TV. What about a possible change of venue? Will that happen?
No. And I've been involved in some very high profile cases over the years, and none of them have changed venue. And some of them going to some of the most publicized cases in the history of the county have not changed venue. This case, Kyle is a well-recognized person if you watch that news channel, but many people don't pay attention to sports. Many people don't watch TV news. And so there are going to be no problem finding jurors who say, I don't know the personalities involved, so change of venue is not going to happen.
Mental defense, do you see that coming?
Mental defense, I can see that being the most productive avenue, but insanity is off the table, because insanity, you can't know what you're doing is wrong, and it's going to be tough to get this past somebody who's not there. So it's a hard row.
Interesting insight. Paul Pfingst, thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.